In order to be creative, we must go through fear. It's the only way we can create, we can invent something. We can generate a form of expression, a form of expansion within our sense of imagination. It goes deeper than what we think. Like, creativity is such a useful tool that we can apply to the basics of our daily job, our daily conversations with people. So I'm going to talk about why it's so important to have a relationship with our weird side and build up that side, and how we can embrace our weirdness. Your form of creativity could be anything. You wanting to express yourself in a song, in a poem, in a writing, literature, whatever it is that you find your sense of expression. Because your creativity is your essence, your sense of uniqueness, what makes you you. But what happens? We tend to go in this rumination, our thoughts come, and we go into this fearful state of, if I'm being too creative, too expressive of what I think, what I find as my form of expression. We create those patterns in our mind. We think that everyone's going to treat us as an outcast, when it's quite the opposite. When you are your weird self, when you express yourself creatively, you attract the right people. You attract the people that embrace and love that part of yourself and want to nourish, and you'll gravitate those people. Because if now you're holding on to a persona that is at deep rest, is depressed, because you're not that. You're so much more. When you're being creative, you're inventing something. You're being weird because you're stepping out of what other people think about as normal. In Latin, weird is basically fate. William Shakespeare used to talk about how embracing your weirdness is embracing your fate, because it's like going towards that path. Everything that makes you stand out, it's what makes you weird. It's what characterizes your essence, your personality in a way. So it's like, how are you gonna utilize your weirdness to creatively express that, blend it with your ego, your essence with your ego, your soul with your ego, your purpose with your ego. And it's like you create this essence about yourself. Everyone we look up to that made something inventive, something new, was in a way creative. Is it a scientific way, an artistic way, poetic way? There's so many forms of creatively expressing oneself. And that could be applied in your everyday life. Having fun with yourself and giving yourself that chance to creatively express yourself. Like, imagine you're in a bar, right? And you see this cute guy and you want to go up to him. You have like a good pickup line, but you don't say it. And you leave the bar because you think that he was going to think that was a little weird. What if you said it and that was the love of your life, and now you're married and it was your soulmate, and boom. But you didn't. You prided yourself. You thought that was going to come out weird, because we tend to be used to the guy approaching a girl. It's just an example, but you could use your creativity or your weirdness in everything you do. It's your essence. How are you going to present your character? What tools are you using? Are you being poetic? Are you being funny? Are you being unique? Whatever. You don't want to be like everyone else. And that's the essence of creativity. And it's honestly such a powerful healing tool, because once you learn to adapt to your creativity and your weirdness, then you're going to gravitate the right people into your life. So Basquiat basically did this amazing painting, and when you look at it, it looks a little weird, right? But it's super creative, and it actually shows a lot of what he thought about. He was standing up for society, morality, for race, equality, and all of these things, and he pieced it together in a piece of art where people can appreciate this. It's unique, and it's a weird creative form of expression. Every artist, every famous influence, everyone we idealize is someone that is weird. It's someone that is irreplaceable. So try to incorporate your weirdness, your creative essence into everything you do every day, in conversations, in your creative form of expression. Maybe an article you're writing for school, or like an essay you're doing. That's how you practice your sense of creativity, your sense of being weird. Stand out, be yourself. And if you forgot who you are, then find those tools that make you tap into yourself back. Your form of self-care, your form of creatively expressing yourself in a way that's safe to you, that makes you feel seen. What do you feel internally that you can express creatively, that you can feel a sense of peace by you expressing that? That's the best way I'd put self-care, because it's like tapping into yourself and then being in that sense of equanimity where you can decide where to take direction in your life, where do you need self-discipline. Be free, just do whatever, and that's how you find opportunities. And I know it's easier said than done because there's so many projection, and there's like this line that society and the standards where, as I talk about like being an outcast, we tend to fall into this trap of trying to follow the line and the pack all the time, and that's not what's gonna get you to your fate. Be weird, be who you are, because you never know who could love the person you are hiding. And that could be applied to anything. A job opportunity, a relationship, whatever. Be weird, be yourself, and don't hide yourself. Just express yourself, and those people will come. Dealing with the mind and dealing with those inner thoughts, dealing with yourself and understanding your sense of equanimity and being able to manage those thoughts that deprive you from being weird, from being expressive, from being yourself. I have a little coffee here, like an espresso. Should we do like a scoop? I'm gonna do like a little with like mushrooms. Yeah, guys, just be weird, be yourself. Remember, no one cares. No one cares what you do, and if they do, then they're not for you. They're not meant to be in your life. Why are you gonna hold yourself back? Why are you gonna hide for them? For what? For their sense of approval? How long can that benefit you? Think about it. Like, how long is their acceptance gonna benefit you? You're putting your whole life in other people's hands, in other people's approval, perception of who you are. Being weird goes deep, so be weird. Yeah. You express yourself, your weirdness, and you're gonna see that the people that resonate with that are actually gonna love you more when you are vulnerable with your sense of being weird. So, yeah. Ooh.